Yes people, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors. Listen, I've got 4 words for you. Winter is here. Now just behind me, if you can just see past the rain, just look past the rain temporarily. We're going to have to deal with a bit of rain for now. But if you look past the rain, into the distance, miss out the clag as well. Forget about the clouds and the clag and all that shite. Into the distance, we can actually see a little dusting, albeit very small, a little dusting of snow and ice on some of the highest peaks. So guess what we're doing tonight? We're off up for a wild camp and hopefully we're going to get some nice wintry weather. Now the one thing that is pretty much guaranteed, it's going to be a cold one. We're into the minus temperatures tonight, and can you believe on the feels like temperatures in the wind chill, I'm reading as low as minus 16. Can you even see me there? I've got a right splash on that screen right now. But what can I do? We best get moving because time is kicking. It is already 1 o'clock and it's going to get dark by 4 o'clock and we've got a mountain to climb. So this is definitely going to be one of them ones where we're going to have to go through a little bit of suffering. The rain has been relentless since I set off from the car. By the way, I'm in the Lake District, for those that are not familiar, and I've actually parked in Coniston. Once again, I feel like we go through this every single week. I've had a little issue with the parking. So, I've parked in a paid car park in Coniston, but I'm actually wanting to stay out for 2 nights. So when I checked earlier on, it says maximum stay is 2 days. I was thinking, that's 48 hours, surely, that's all I need. Well, when I went to pay then, it runs out tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That's not even 24 hours. So God knows what I'm supposed to do about that. I just didn't have enough time to be arsing about looking for somewhere else to park. So I did have the option to save a mile's worth of hiking today and park at this car park further up, but I decided to park in the village down in Coniston. So what that means is, although we've got to go a little bit further today, because of the route that I've plotted, we will be closer to that car park at the end as opposed to this one. A lot of car parks have started using this Ring Go app as a way to process their payments for parking. And to be fair, I actually prefer it. It saves messing about with coins and that, using them old school ones. The only thing I did wish, if there's one request, let me park for as long as I want, please. I'll only ever be a couple of days at the very most. Look at the mountain range that's showing now, guys. All those layers. And I'm sure you can see up there, that looks to me like a nice dusting of snow. So I guess it can only really be snow, ice, frost, or maybe even a combination of all 3. Whatever it is, it's got to be better than what it's like down here, because it is pretty damn miserable right now. But we are keeping the faith, because we are going to get some decent weather on this trip. I promise it, I promise you. I feel your pain, guys, I really do. Your jacket looks warmer than mine though, to be fair. So there's this big fat lump of rock here on floor which either Chris or Karen must have dropped. And it says footpath to the old man that way. Literally the way I've just walked up from. Now, there's 2 options here. It looks like there's a path there and there's a gravel track here. So that arrow, I'm hoping it means go that way. Either way, it looks like I've got a choice between the slippy grass or this gravel. We're going the gravel. Now I think my watch is saying go up the grass, but I bet they'll meet in a second once we get further up. And it certainly looks like this is where the climb well and truly begins. So far it's been nice and easy going from where I parked. Just a nice gradual path, working my way up. My watch is telling me that I'm off course, but I'm not, because we're going to join back up with it in a second. Now, if I spin you round, all this clag and stuff will clear off eventually, whether it's throughout the night so that we get to see it clear in the morning, or if we're luckier, it might clear this evening. We'll just have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, we're not forecast any rain after this evening. So I hope they're bloody right with that one. The weathermen get a lot of shit wrong. I'm hoping it's not going to be that one. No rain after 5 PM, guys. Well, you can see what I can see, because it's just a case of face down and crack on right now, because the rain is just pelting me in the face. So this is the only way to get a bit of protection, using my hood. Yeah, I think I messed up, guys. I don't think I should be following this gravel track up. I've just looked on the map on my phone and it looks like it goes completely to the right hand side. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to turn back now. I don't have to go all the way back down, don't worry about that. I can just cut across here hopefully, because it doesn't look far off the path. Just at that little point there, should better get across. Oh dear. So we did go up that track there, and then I just got to that corner there and I thought it's going a little bit too far to the right for my liking, so I've just cut across here, and then this is the original path that my watch says go up. As you can see there, I just went mooching off to the right hand side. These are the best conditions we've had since I left the car. It's temporarily stopped raining and you can just see the stunning views over Coniston water there. I remember walking along that on the Cumbria Way. Great little hike that. Oh my giddy uncle, look at those clouds sat just in between all those fells. That looks stunning, that. And I've also just noticed we've started getting to the frost. Well, that is pretty much snow, that. So we are reaching the snow line quite soon. You can just see it there. This is what it's all about, guys, for me. Winter wild camping, getting some epic winter conditions. Absolutely loving it. I do need to keep moving though, because I think I'm pretty much piss wet through right now. There's only so much a waterproof can do, especially a lightweight shell like this, because you're still going to get bits of water down the front, down your cuffs when you're checking your watch. I know I could have the watch on the outside of the coat, I know that, but still. Basically, I'm wet. So when you're wet through and the temperatures are going to drop below 0, that's not a great combination whatsoever, because that is when you will soon become very cold, very fast. So we need to keep moving, especially whilst it's dry now. The quicker we can get this tent up, once we get up here, the better. Because that way we can get into us warm gear ASAP Rocky. It's good though, innit? Absolutely class being out here. Oh, you boggy little sod. We're bound to be one section, weren't there? Oh, it's spongy. It's a spongy little number. Now, sometimes as you get further up and there's just this little initial dropping of snow, it's hard to work out exactly where the path is, so you just got to be mindful of that. You don't want to go wandering off somewhere way off of the path. I do keep checking my watch though every now and then, just to make sure. 0.68 mile off the summit of the Old Man of Coniston. Then obviously we've got to find somewhere to pitch once we get up there. So I'm not sure how further I'm going to go once we get to the summit. We'll have to have a look, we'll see what it's like. I have noticed it started getting a lot windier. Now we're getting higher. As far as I'm aware, this isn't even supposed to be a stream. But this is what's happening to the paths out here in these conditions. Sometimes you just think you're on the path and you're just really not. Now we're going up there, and then it's only when you take a look back that I can see a path going across there. So I'm just going to traverse across this and then join back up with the path. Always a little bit dodgy when you've got to traverse across a bit of ground with some fresh snow on, because you can't see the little holes and cracks and stuff in the rock every time, so you've got to really make sure where each foot's going and just take your time. Really close now, just less than a quarter of a mile till we get to the summit, which I think is just up there in those clouds. And as you can see by the conditions now, full on snow out here, and that cloud is certainly rolling in. Yeah, let's keep going. I cannot wait to get in that tent now and get a nice warm drink on go. That feels like a blessing now. Nearly there. Now the route that I came up was clearly not very popular, because the only footprints are mine. I've just come to this little crossroads here. There's a load of footprints going that way, and then there's a load of footprints going down that way towards low water. I think that's called down there. You might be able to just see it in the distance. And then that's the way we're going. So we should have plenty of footprints to follow now, all the way up to the summit. So hopefully it should be pretty plain sailing. Right now at this side of the mountain, there's not much wind really. Can't feel out, can't really air out. So we'll have to see what it's like right up on the top. See how much it's kicking off up there, because it's forecast, don't worry about that. That bloody wind is forecast, that's for sure. I think we've just got first views of the summit there. You can just see it sort of sticking out in the cloud. This has been one of the longest quarter of a miles of my life. I'm telling you. Sliding about all over the place. And here's that wind. Finally. And there's the trigger. Yes, mate. We are at the summit of the Old Man of Coniston, or the Coniston Old Man, potato, whichever way you want to call it, is fine with me. There's a little summit sort of cairn up there, and then we've got the trig point. Funnily enough, wow, as if I've only ever been up here once before, and I had the exact same views. Sod all. Sweet FA. But we're going to get some views in the morning. I can guarantee that right now. I promise you there will be some sick views from this summit in the morning. You have my word. So I'm going to work my way along the summit, sticking a little bit towards the edge. Not too close, obviously. And then hopefully at some point we'll find a nice little flat spot to pitch. Now, unless when I get over there the wind is absolutely mental, then I will drop off either to the left-hand side or come back and drop off to the right-hand side of that little summit cairn. We'll see. I'm just going to have a little mooch. We've got a little bit of time. Straight away though, guys, look at this. Just can't tell if it's grassy or just pure rock. I think it's pure rock. Yep. That's a shame. If that were grassy, we'd have had a good spot there. We'll keep going till we find somewhere. I wish I could explain to you how cold my fingers are right now. Why haven't I got them gloves on, Olan, that you give me? I didn't even bring them. What an absolute tit. I have got some warmer gloves in my bag though, but no good in my bag either. I need to have them on. Bloody hands are freezing right now, mate. Bloody ring doorbell started going whilst I was putting them guy lines up. It's like, listen mate, I ain't got time for that right now. Can't feel my bastard fingers. Let's get in this tent. Right, I just need a minute just to compose myself, have a drink, and then think about the next plan of action. Oh, bloody water's cold, tell you that for no. Right. Oh. We've done it though, man. Pitched up successfully. What a tent. What an absolute beast of a tent. Now it's vital that I don't get the inside of the tent piss wet through, as well as everything that I'm putting inside the tent piss wet through. I'll be alright once my hands have warmed up a little bit. Just keep waggling them fingers, get that circulation going a bit. Obviously it doesn't help that the gloves are absolutely sodden. I'd be able to wring these out. Oof. Oh yes. Get these off. Yes guys, here we are, all pitched up on the summit of the Old Man of Coniston, the Coniston Old Man, potato patata. I can see the trig point right there, and what an epic pitch this is. I cannot go too close to the edge because we have got one hell of a drop right there, and that will be so slippy on that snow. So we're pitched up right here. What a spot that is. The tent has fit in really nice. I do need to go around, do a little bit of admin, hammer some of these in again because they're just getting pulled out of the ground. It doesn't seem like there's much grass here, so it's just been a case of hammering the pegs in the gaps between the rocks the best I can. Just hoping for the best. But what are you saying, guys? That is some pitch, that. In the Hillyberg. And considering I heard my ring doorbell go off, that means Brucey bonus, we may have a signal up here. I'm going to check my phone in a minute once I've got a bit more feeling back in my hands it is so good to have these nice big gloves on and this down jacket. But we've only got, I'm going to look at my watch then, it's under my coat. So we've only got about 20 minutes of daylight left. So we were cutting it a little bit fine today, to be honest. But it's a good job. That tent is so straightforward and easy to put up in these conditions. Just going to see if there's any stones for the pegs that I can't get in. I don't think there is. Well, there's loads, but none that are loose. I don't want to start pulling them all out of the ground and that. You know what I mean? They're all just stuck in to the ground. Tell you what though, sits well, doesn't it? That red tent there. Well, I am very grateful to be in this tent right now. I can hear the weather coming in again. Not sure if it's snowing or raining or what, but it doesn't sound very pleasant. And I have finally started to actually warm up. So I pumped my air mat up. I've got my foil mat down first. I'm in my sleeping bag. I've gone full on winter gear this time, obviously, because of the forecast. So I've got my heaviest sleeping bag, biggest down jacket, all that stuff. Even donning the full hat, the full wraparound piece. Ooh, I am hungry now as well actually. So for starters, I grabbed a little meal deal from Tezza's before I set off. A meal deal that is now mangled. Look at the state of that. That's because I just had it in my chest pod, which isn't waterproof. So I've gone for, first time I've ever had this, and it sounds right up my street, Keka. Nacho cheesy chicken with jalapeno mayo. That, if I could pick a wrap, that is right up there for me. Didn't even know it existed until this morning, but here we are. And I'm going to try it. I might take this cardboard out of it. Yep, definitely cardboard. It's hard to tell these days, isn't it, with some chicken that you get. Right, let's go for it. First impressions, it's cold. Boy, is it cold. But it's bloody lovely. I don't like it when you get like a wrap or a sandwich or something and they're stingy with sauce, with mayo. But this, nice and moist. To be fair, it probably helps that it's the nacho cheesy chicken, because not only have we got the jalapeno mayo, but we've also got the nacho cheese adding a little bit of dampness to proceedings. I'm not going to give it a rating, but I rate that. First time I've ever had these without shells. And you pay more for privilege as well. But I just thought, just makes it a bit less messy, doesn't it? Oh, I love pistachios, me. You have to try not bang them in one sitting. That is some hella calories right there. Perfect hiking gear though. Just a nice handful is enough for me. So I got these from Tesco earlier as well, and I was umming and ahhing about getting the OG Pom Bears or going for the Schneid version and getting bunny bites. Turns out bunny bites cost more, so I thought, what's going on here, John? Let's have a little zoom in on the old details. And then I checked and you get 98 calories in each bag. as opposed to like 60 or something in the others. So basically you're getting 10 crisps instead of 7 crisps. Proper pushing the boat out this week. Gone for a Starbucks caramel latte. Not messing about. Best drink of the day, this. The first brew after you've just set up camp. Made even better the fact that it's been freezing. And this is just going to be a proper treat. Wish I had some biscuits. Little dunky dunk dunk dunk. Dippy dip dip. Yeah, I think Starbucks, they could be up there with some of the best sachet coffee. Let's have a look then, see what this tent's saying. So it must have been snowing earlier, look at this side. Sick. I wasn't sure if that was snow or rain. But yeah, that's cool. Loving that. Make sure these are all right. That's solid. To be fair, should I take that off now? Don't know if you've noticed, and you won't be able to see it, but I'm not going anywhere closer than this. But it is actually clear. Like to the point that the stars are out, man. Guessing, is that Coniston down there? It must be. So the trig point and the summit is just up here. Should we really be having a wonder? Because it is very, very icy. Let's go have a look, man. But yeah, wow, that is bright. But yeah, really pleased with this camp now. So the wind is supposed to kick off big time later on. I'm talking 50-mile-an-hour gusts at 1 in the morning. So this literally is the calm before the storm. It's supposed to start snowing about 8 or 9 o'clock. The worst thing is, I know the gusts are bad. 50 mile an hour is awful, really. People might think 50 mile an hour might not be a lot. Trust me, when you're in a tent next to a big fat drop and you've barely been able to put the pegs in because you're hammering straight into rock, 50 mile an hour is a lot, trust me, man. Right, so I think the trig point, where is the trig point? Am I tripping here? Oh yeah, the trig point is just there, look. Wow, this has got deep, you know. It did snow quite a bit. There, look. I never got my gloves on. What an absolute turnip. Let's just bag this. Again. Yes, what a night so far. And can you see my tent over there? In fact, I'm going to get my phone out and try take a photo from here. I'd love to stay out here for a lot longer, but I don't want to be getting cold again, do I? Because I just nicely warmed up. This is sort of shit I've been on with right now. So my light, ignore how blue my hands look. It's from those gloves that I was wearing earlier when they got piss let through. So the light that I use, where is it? This guy. I was walking about on the summit up near the trig point with it plugged into my power bank as normal, and I've bloody snapped the wire. I was fuming, tiny little wires as well. What a pain in my ass. So I thought, do you know what, I'll have a look in my wires, and I've sacrificed an old USB, whatever that is, the old school one. Do you know what I mean? I've only got one head torch, I think, that uses that these days. So I've sacrificed that. I've stripped the wire, got my little knife here, and then I've just joined the positive and negative, or positive and ground, whatever you want to call it, earth, all that shit. I don't know, I'm no electrician. Nice simple job though. I'll plug this light in and see if we go kaboom. Let's have a look. There you go, it's on. Blue light. Beast. I'm buzzing with that. And I've got some electrical tape there. So I'm just gonna tape up that wire and hopefully it'll do me till the end of this trip. Typically, just as I turn the camera on, they've stopped, but some big old Gustavos just came rolling in then, you know. So I am not sure if I'm looking forward to those 50-mile-an-hour gusts later. Do you know what I got today from Tezza's as well? I've been buying a lot of shit today, you know. I ain't used this bowl for time. Probably should have given it a wash before I brought it out. I bought a full pack of cereal. So I got those fake Craves. You know Craves, don't you? I got the Tesco's own version. Chocolate pillows. And I'm going to have some of them. Look at that, looks like I'm bloody feeding dog. I ain't got a dog. If I had one, it'd look like I was feeding it. Does that not look like dog biscuits or what? No chance of this milk going off, is there? How many of you lot are watching I'm a Celebrity at the moment? It's probably one of those love it or hate it things, innit? I love it. I've watched it since I was a kid, and I watch it every year without fail. So I am hoping. I've got 1 bar of 5G up in this bitch right now, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough to stream it. If not, I'm going to have to get some better signal at some point tomorrow and get it downloaded, and then I'll just watch it tomorrow. I'm going to go out and check these guy lines because this wind started kicking off, and just give them a little tighten up, see how the pegs are looking, which hopefully should be frozen into the ground by now. Now, to make sure that I don't get my dry socks wet, I've put my feet in some bags before putting them in my boots, just in case. Got a bit of a wizard's blizzard going on out here. So first I'll check the pegs. They're going to be solid, so that's going to be frozen in. Then we can just adjust the guy lines a bit. But yeah, tent is frozen now. All this frost on the poles. Yeah, I don't want to stay out here for too long because that warmth that I just generated is soon gone, put it that way. Especially on my face. Jeez, wind chill. Right guys, this is not good. It is, what time are we on? It's 10 to 4. We have had a catastrophe. Pole has snapped. Oh shit! Now you do actually get a spare piece of pole, and I've got that with me, but I just don't think I'm in any position right now to be trying to fix that and thread the elastic through and all that stuff. So I'm not sure what to do right now. I'm just praying that when it's snapped, it's not ripped any of the fabric. We have been very lucky if that's the case. So it's just one piece of pole that's snapped. I'm not sure if it's a guy line that's come out or what, but it's not great, is it? So I think now we're going to have to pack up. What else can we do, man? We're going to have to pack up and head down. This is, I'm putting it down to user error, not choosing the most suitable spot for pitching, but I don't know. If anything, I think a guy line's come out and then there's just been that much pressure on that pole that it's snapped. Now obviously double poling is an option in future. I might have to think about that for these sort of camps. But what the hell do I do now? I'm gonna have to start packing away, aren't I? Fair play to this thing, man. I don't know how it's still standing right now. We've got 2 poles in, but we're hanging on in there. I've been thinking, let's not make any rash decisions. I'm gonna, unless another pole snaps, I'm gonna fully pack away so that I'm ready to go. Apart from, I'm gonna keep my sleeping bag here and this foil mat. And then as we start getting the first signs of any light out there, then I'm going to start packing the tent away. Obviously if it gets damaged any further and it becomes apparent that it's not going to make it until we get the first light, then I will just have to pack down and set off down. I have got 1, 2, 1 on charge, 3 head torches ready to go, plus this big filming light. So I've got enough light to get down there in the dark if I really have to, but because of how slippy it's going to be, I'd rather not, to be honest. I have got my micro spikes as well. I'm really glad I brought them because of all this ice. So we're alright, we're hanging on in there. Let's not make any rash decisions. End of the day, this tent is standing right now. I might even have a go at fixing that pole while I'm here because I've got a bit of time to kill once I've packed away everything anyway. But yeah, what an hectic situation. So much fun, and it probably shouldn't be fun, really. Yes. Well, I've managed to hang on in there until 7 o'clock, as has the Illenberg. I can't believe it's still standing with these 2 poles, because these gusts have been insane. The full tent has been pressing fully down flat on top of me. I've just been hanging on in there. I realised that the safest place until it started getting light was obviously inside this tent. I was going to go down in the dark, but it just wasn't worth the risk. It's too icy. Look at that. Yo! views, guys. Wow. Wow, stunning scenes over there, man. I got it. Never leave a man behind. So I've got my spikes on. Should help with the ice. This is actually impossible to walk. Oh my god. Just getting behind this little divot here made such a difference. That, what the hell? This is the first time I've seen the views from here. That is amazing. That's one of the best views I've ever seen in the Lake District. I hope you could actually hear any of that, but what I'm saying is that is up there with one of the best views that I've ever seen in Lake District, especially because of all this snow. Right. We need to get down here as safe as possible. So obviously, in fact, let me just get a bit lower and then I'll chat to you. I'm wobbling all over the place here, I need to be balanced. I'm starving now as well. I'm so glad I brought the rest of these with me. And an emergency dark chocolate Kit Kat. Just what you need, innit? Not exactly the breakfast I had planned. I had spam butties, mate. I had spam and a tea cake ready to go today, amongst a lot of other food. Damn, son. So you remember a few weeks ago, it's probably well over a month ago, I asked you what the difference was with this Sketchy hoodie. And yeah, people got it right. It's the black trim. It's now got a black trim. So a few of you said, it used to be yellow, have you dyed it? No, I've not dyed it. I always had a red one. So this is actually a replacement of the original red one. And guess what happened to the original one? I left it in Iceland. I was absolutely wounded when I realised. So to cut a long story short, basically when I were in Iceland a few months ago doing those trails, to get back from the end of the second trail, I had to get a bus or a coach. Halfway on the journey, and he says, right, we're actually waiting here for 4 hours. I'm thinking, you what? 4 hours? And he said, but I'm taking the coach somewhere else. Wow! I'm taking the coach to pick some other people up, and then we'll meet you back here. So if there's any luggage you need for the next 4 hours, take it with you. So I thought, right, I best grab a jumper. So I grabbed this Sketchy hoodie out of my bag, and then I was sat in a cafe having something to eat. I didn't even put the hoodie on because I wasn't actually cold. I just thought I better grab it just in case. And then I can only presume that I've just set off from the cafe and just left the hoodie there. Absolutely wounded. When I realised, I was fuming because you can't buy these Sketchys. They just do random drops every now and then, and there's never any red ones. There's not been any red ones for well over a year available. So I jumped on old eBay and I actually found one, and it was brand new. Someone were actually selling it. They'd bought it and it didn't fit them, from America. So I managed to get a replacement, and I actually preferred it with the black trim, although it is a medium, not a large. But potato. Hey! Oh God, what happened to this trip? What happened to it, eh? See, I'll be honest, I am more than happy with the camp. Well, I don't know about more than happy. I haven't had 1 minute's sleep, not a single minute did I close my eyes. So when you think of it like that, then obviously it's not great. But I had a lot of good fun. I can certainly say that tested me then, tested my patience, and I just had to keep calm, keep a calm head, calm, cool, collected, all that stuff. But yeah, it's just vital in any situation like that, when shit hits the fan. Just don't panic, just stay calm. Give yourself a few minutes, compose yourself, think about what you're gonna do, what are the options, weigh it up. That's what I did, because immediately I was thinking in my head, right, obviously I'm gonna have to go now. The pole snapped on the tent. What the hell else am I supposed to do? Then I just thought, right, what time were it? I can't remember what time. Well, I'm sure it was like 3 o'clock when it happened. But I thought, we can buy this time. We're safer inside the tent as it stands. So let's at least get prepared to bail. But hopefully we didn't have to bail. And we didn't. So it worked out well in the end. But because I had all my stuff ready to go, if the pole did snap, like the second pole, then obviously I'd have gone. So I'd say it were worth it, just waiting it out. That was definitely the safer option. But plan B, just in case, would have been to come down in the dark. I did have 3 head torches, so I'm fully prepared. But it is what it is, isn't it? The only thing I'm gutted about is my route that I've planned. I had a nice 2-day route. 2 nights, not 2 days, sorry, 2-night route, 3 days. I was going to do another wild camp tonight. Some epic hiking in these mountainous conditions. But what can I do? It's a shame I ain't got a spare tent in the car, because if I did, potentially I'd have been back out tonight. Well, I would have been. If I had a spare tent, like another Hillyberg, in the car, yeah, I reckon I'd go out again tonight. The wind's not supposed to be as bad tonight, so we'd have been alright as far as that's concerned. Although, some of them wind speeds, man, it said on the Met Office that, yeah, it was 50 mile an hour at like 12 o'clock. We went through all that. That was fine. It was hanging on in there. And then it just thought, my God, it stepped it up another level. It was supposed to be like 30 mile an hour gusts at the tops, very tops, this morning from like 5 o'clock onwards. Mate, when I got out of that tent, I couldn't stand up. It was blowing me all over the place. I was sliding about, and then I would try to put my bag on. That was taking me ages because wind was just pushing me with weight when I was top heavy and that. So the forecast 100% got that wrong. Like, I'd say it was double what they predicted. The 30 that was supposed to be 30 was probably kicking on 60. Either way, that went next level, that, you know. I'm not sure how far to keep walking in these spikes. It's alright right now because it's still icy, but you don't really want to be walking on the rock in them. You'll just knacker them. Like this, slushy. Oh, I was going to say slushy, it's icy. So yeah, definitely keep them on for now. Oh, and I messed up as well because, I don't know if you've noticed, can you see the poles just straight raw? Not even in a bag. So when I was pissing about trying to get that spare pole out of the pole bag, I realised that some of the other pieces on the pole that had snapped were bending, were a little bit bent. So I thought there's no point fixing that pole when I'm going to have to replace a couple more pieces anyway. And then what I did was, when I did that, I stuffed the pole bag inside my sleeping bag so that it didn't blow away when I was getting in and out of the tent. And then I've stuffed my sleeping bag in my rucksack, so I've just had to slot it in the side. It better be still there anyway. I'll be fuming if it's bloody creaked out and wandered off over old man. But I definitely stuffed it right in the foot box, so it should be there. Look at the sky, guys. Stunning. Yeah, it took me about 3 working days to get down these icy paths if I didn't have these spikes on. What a day. Look at the conditions. We should be up there on his way to his next camp. Passed loads of people this morning, all on the way up. Big smiles on faces with nice blue skies, knowing that they're going to have a stunning day in mountains with nice wintry weather. I hope it fucking rains. I'm only joking, man. But oh, honestly, the more I think about it, I'm gutted. I should be out there, man. We wait and wait and wait for this good weather. And today's the day. Because I was even contemplating driving to another area, bagging a few Wainwrights, but I've not had a minute's kip, so I just can't be doing that, can I? I'm going to have to neck about 5 coffees on my way home, drive back to Bradford, and then I'm just going to sleep like Tutankhamun for the rest of the day. Tell you what though, I am very warm now hiking in this down jacket. It's the first time I've been warm since about 3 o'clock this bloody morning. Doesn't help that I'm wearing bloody same hat Putin walks his dog in. That's a warm bastard, that keeps you warm. Telling you, certainly did a job. Because if there's anything that wasn't cold, it was my head. Can't park that there, cock. What's going on here? Someone's been a bit ambitious in Fiat Panda coming up here. There's no chance you're getting up there, son. Ooh. Have we got a stolen motor, I wonder? With a brand new battery, that. Strange. When was that festival? 2023. So this is where I ended up parking. Bluebird car park. Now it must be new, this thing, because it wasn't here last time I came to Coniston. Looks like I'm the only person bloody using it as well. Only me parked up. I know I often say it's good to be back at the whip and all that. I'll just plonk it on there a minute. We've been through a lot. But yeah, this time I really mean it. It is so good to be back at the whip. Right, I'm going to keep it short and sweet with this one. If you like the video, press like, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Hit subscribe if you haven't done already. I'll see you next Monday at 7 PM. Thank you for watching. Peace out. In a bit.